right, hi guys, this video is for 6th grade cello and basses. I'm going to go over pages 12 and 13, so have your books out and ready, and be ready to play along with me, okay? I only have a cello here, so I'm going to play the cello songs, but I'm also going to explain the fingers, and I'll show you how to do it on the bass. I just can't play it because your strings are different, okay? All right, we're going to start with 51. So what we have to watch out for here is that C on the G string for cellos is a 4th finger. But in this case, we're playing C sharp. So whenever you have C sharp in your key signature, you can't play a regular 4. You have to play a stretch 4, extended 4. So you'll see in your music an X in front of the 4. That means you're reaching down. You're stretching your finger between, I have a blue and a green tape here, okay? So reaching down, stretching it out. For bass, that just means you're playing a regular 4 on your A string rather than a 2 on your A string, right? 2 would be C natural, 4 is C sharp, okay? So this is pretty easy for bass, number 51, but you're welcome to play along with us as well, okay? So here's our stretch 4s where we're starting. That's the first note, what it should sound like, okay? Now a B we normally play with 3rd finger for cello, okay? However, since we're stretching this 4, your 3 is not really going to make it. So we have to use our 2nd finger instead, okay? This is not a regular 2. This is what I call a stretch 2, an extended 2 that's in the place of where your 3 normally goes, all right? So whenever you have a stretch 4, you have to play a stretch 2. Basses, you're just 1 on the A string here, okay? And then for A, bass, you're playing an open A, and cello, you're playing a 1 on the G string like you're used to, all right? So our 3 notes again are C sharp, B, and A. And here we go. Ready? Number 51, go. Now I have little hands, so I have to reach and then I pivot on my thumb like a seesaw to reach the 4. That's okay if your 1 comes up. If you can reach the whole thing, good for you. I can't do it, okay? All right, moving on. So for cello, your G sharp is going to be played pretty much the same way, but now you're on the D string. Okay, so on the D string, here's your notes. Cellos, you have E. You have a stretch 2 for F sharp. Make sure you're stretching, otherwise you're playing an F natural. Stretch for F sharp, and then reach down for G sharp. Stretch 4. Basses, you have something a little funny now, okay? You are going to play your note E and F sharp like you normally do, but when you see a G, it's not your open G. You have to move to half position to play G sharp. So we have done this before, but it's been a while. So your notes are going to be E, F sharp, and then whoosh, right to 1 in half position. No open G's on this page at all, okay? So now we're going to try number 53 all together. Oh, and you have some A's in this too. So let me just mention, for bass, if you're playing a G sharp with a 1, you might as well just put your 2 down to play the A. For cello, it's your open A. All right, guys? Here's number 53. Ready, go. Bass shift. Why don't you try one more time, and this time I'm going to say the bass finger numbers. So basses, you're going to go with me. Ready, go. 1, 1, 4, 4, shift. 1, 1. Now A is 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, shift. 4, 1. Okay? All right, moving on to number 54. 54, we have to skip around a little bit. So basses, if you see the finger numbers written there, they have you playing E with a 2 on the D strings because you go right to a G sharp right after that. Okay? So bass, let me do you first this time, okay? 54 is going to go like this. Ready? 2, 2, 1, 1, shift, 4, 1, shift back to half, 1, 1, 2, 2, shift, 4, 1. Sometimes E is a 1, sometimes E is a 2, depending on if you're in first position or half position. Cellos, play along with me now. Be ready to go right from E to stretch 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 54, and play. as I was playing that. The last three notes, you have E, F sharp, E. Technically, you can go E, F sharp with a 3, E with a 1, because you don't have a G sharp immediately before or immediately after the F sharp. You can play F sharp with a 3. It's only when you have the G sharp coming up that you have to play F sharp with a 2. Okay? If that didn't make sense, replay the video and it'll probably make sense if you hear it again. All right, so your first assignment is going to be number 55. It's an A major scale. All right, we went over this right before we left school, so maybe you forgot, maybe you didn't, but here's our A major scale. For cello, it's going to look like this. Stretch 2, stretch 4, open D, stretch 2, stretch 4, open A, back down, stretch 2. Make sure you're on your tape for the 1, then reach back down, 2, and reach for 1. Okay, going down the scale tends to be trickier. All right, now bass is your turn. Follow along. I'll do the fingers with you, okay? We start open A, then 1, 4, open D, 1, 4, shift, G sharp, then A, back down, G sharp, F sharp, no open G, E, D, C sharp, B, A. Okay, last but not least, I want to play through 56. I'm going to do each line separately. That's going to be assignment 8. Okay, all the notes you just learned in the A major scale, you're going to see in 56. Okay, so here we go. First line starts on A. Because it goes up and down like a scale. Be careful your eighth notes are faster, your half notes are slower, and so on. Second line's a little trickier. So basses, you're going to have that shift, and you have to slur during the shift as well, if you can. All right? And cello, just be careful when you go 1 to stretch 4. It's a big leap, okay? So here's the second line. I think are the trickiest, so you might want to practice those last 2 measures a bunch of times. You could rewind the video, practice the second line a bunch of times. Now I'm just going to play the whole thing once through just so you can check yourself to make sure you did it right. Okay, here I go. To mention for basses, okay, second line, second measure, you're going F sharp, G, A, but then right after you play that A, switch, play A with a first finger before you go on to the last 2 measures, and then once you're on A first finger, it's A, F sharp, E, C sharp, B, C sharp, A. But make sure you're starting the second to last measure with a 1, because if you start from a 2, you might not get to the F sharp in time. Okay, so you're just replacing your finger. Make sense? Okay. Thumbs up. All right, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck. Have fun. Practice. Bye-bye.